Hello everyone! Today we're going to learn about solving equations for a missing variable. Now, if you're still not sure or if you don't know what a variable is, make sure to check out my video about what are variables before watching this one. But if you're ready, let's get into it. So here we have what we call a one-step equation. So we have x plus 4 equals 5. Now remember, x just represents a missing number. So our first instinct is probably think, well, what plus 4 equals 5? Well, 1, I know 1 plus 4 is equal to 5. But now, as we get further into math, we're going to start looking at more complicated equations. So there's actually an easier way to solve this. And we're going to use something called inverse operations. And that's exactly what you think it is. We're going to do the inverse of whatever operation is being done to x. Because the idea is that we want to get x by itself to know what number x could be. And you'll see what I mean in a second. So here I have x plus 4. So I have to think, okay, what's around x? This plus 4. Okay, so now what is the inverse of that plus 4? Well, minus 4. The inverse of addition is subtraction. Another word for inverse is like opposite. We always want to do the opposite. So I'm going to do minus 4 here. So now 4 minus 4 is going to be 0. So 4 doesn't just disappear though. We have to give it to a number. So what we do on one side, we always need to do to the other side of our equal sign, which is 5. So since I did minus 4 on this side, I'm going to do minus 4 on this side as well. So I'm left with x plus, well, this became 0 equals to 5 minus 4, which is 1. And x plus 0 is just x. And so therefore x equals to 1. And we confirm this. 1 plus 4 is in fact equal to 5. So now take a second and try these problems out. And pause the video, and when you're ready, unpause, and let's get into it. So here we have x plus 7 equals 4. Now the inverse of plus 7 is minus 7. And then I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. So I get left with x plus 0 is equal to, and 4 minus 7, I know this is the same thing as subtracting, so it's going to be 3. And I keep the sign of the bigger number, which in this case 7 is a bigger number, so I'm going to make this negative 3. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, make sure to check out my video about math rules where I talk about the operations for integers. But anyways, so I know that x plus 0 is just x, and so therefore x is going to equal to negative 3. And I know this is true because negative 3 plus 7, 7 minus 3 is just 4. 7 is a bigger number and it's positive, so I keep this as positive 4, and that matches. On this side, we're subtracting 8. So what's the opposite of subtraction? Addition. So we are now going to add 8 on both sides. Negative 8 plus 8, those just cancel. That's just going to be 0 like we've been seeing in the previous problems. So I know that I'm going to be left with x, and 20 plus 8 is going to give me 28. And let's confirm. 28 minus 8 is in fact equal to 20. But now what if I get a problem like this? Well, let's remember that fractions are the same thing as just division. This is the same thing as x plus 4. And what's the inverse of division? Well, we know it's multiplication. So we're going to multiply this fraction times 4. And remember, how do we multiply fractions? I do 4 over 1 times x over 4. This times might be a little confusing, so let's just put dot. And I multiply straight across. 4 times x, I could write that as just 4x. When they're next to each other, they're multiplying. And 1 times 4 is just 4. So when I multiply them, I get 4x over 4. And what I do on one side, I have to do it to the other side. I write down my equal sign, and 7 times 4 is equal to 28. And 4 divided by 4 is just 1. So those are going to cancel, and we're going to get 1x is equal to 28. And the same way as 1 times 3 is equal to 3, 1 times x is just going to give us x. So therefore, we find that x is equal to 28. And let's confirm. 28 divided by 4 is in fact 7. So that's how you know we did it right. Then I'll take a minute and try out these problems. And remember to always think, what is the inverse of the operation that is being done to x? And when you're ready, unpause the video and let's get into it. So this right here, remember that we're dividing. So we're going to multiply by 3, and we're going to multiply by 3 on the other side. I'm going to cancel those out, and I get left with just x is equal to 4 times 3, which is 12. For the second problem, 2 and x are being multiplied, and the inverse of that is just to divide them. I'm going to divide both sides by 2. 2 divided by 2 is just the same thing as 1, so I get left with 1x. 20 divided by 2 is 10. 1 times x is just x, and I get left with x is equal to 10. And let's check. 2 times 10 is in fact equal to 20. And that's it.